Have you ever wondered what 17 years and 6 generations of hybrid technology gives you? Welcome aboard the Greenline 40. I'm Rowan from Yachts, and today we're going to take you for a cool sea trial on board this, demonstrating how the electric, diesel and hybrid operation works, the stats, the figures and the performance. So let's jump on board and get out there and see how it goes. We're travelling down the Coomera River. We're going into a bit of a head tide now, so we've probably got about a knot and a half of current going into. We go through a bit of wash, which actually it handles it quite well. There's a nice, good sized centre console. The Greenline 40 does have two skeg keels either side, which helps with the stability, so it really helps move through the water, especially when the weather's maybe a bit untoward. Just accelerate it up to 6 knots. At this speed, that's about 53% throttle. It's a nice, comfortable speed to be doing a slow cruise through the waterways here. As I accelerate a little bit more, we're at about 84% throttle. We're doing 8 knots. Now at this speed, it's going to give us about 2.5 hours of use, which is pretty good around here. As I said, we're going into a knot and a half of current, so we're really at about 9.5 knots of speed. So if I pull it back to about that comfortable 7 knots, now we're back to about 60% throttle, and that's given us about another half an hour, 40 minutes of use, which is pretty impressive. Having the two engines is quite nice. It does give us a little bit more oomph underway. Now let's open it right up just to see what it can do. It's a shame we don't have a slack tide, but that's fine. 100%, 8.5 knots. So we're already at 90% after the journey we've already undertaken. And that's going to give us about 8 nautical miles of range. But as I said, you drop it back into that 6.5, 7 knots, and we're going to go for a lot longer, which is perfect. To combine that with the diesel engine, obviously is going to give us a lot further range, and what we can do with the 40 specifically, because we do have the two engines, is I'm going to bring it back to neutral. I'm going to fire up the starboard engine, so now I'm going to run one in diesel and one in electric, which will just take a little bit of pressure off the electric motor, and the diesel motor is going to be replenishing the lithium power bank, which is going to increase our range even further again. So we can alternate between port and starboard engine, we can alternate between electric and diesel, or when we just want to completely regen the batteries, just put them both into diesel mode and off we go, working as a massive generator. Quite impressive for a 40-foot boat. Perfect for coastal cruising, right in the waterways here of the Gold Coast, Sydney of course, the Hawkesbury River, and really any waterways that you wish to explore. Alrighty, now the great thing is, while we have the hybrid electric motor for slow cruising, the Greenline 40 can get up and boogie too. So let's put it through its paces. We've just turned it over to diesel mode by simply turning on the ignition, and now let's accelerate. 4 knots combined of 10 litres per hour on the diesels. We're already starting to put a charge back into the lithium bank. So the diesel motor's spinning, which is spinning the electric motor before the transmission, and that electric motor is acting as a large generator, replenishing the lithium power bank. So at the moment we're doing 1800 RPM. We're actually putting back in 17 kilowatts of charge back into the lithium bank, so we don't have to be going fast to be replenishing these batteries. But let's put it through its paces. So we're going to pick up the speed, so get the boat up and planing. Alright, so we're sitting 16 knots here, putting back about 30 kilowatts combined of charge back into the lithium power bank. It's at 80% load, so this is a real sweet spot for this boat. Currently burning 75 litres per hour, so that works out to 0.2 nautical miles per litre. 80% load, 3,300 RPM and 16 knots. Now we are out on the main Broadwater. We are once again going into a good head current, but I can now see that at this speed, the lithium batteries are sitting at 74% charge. It's going to take 30 minutes to get this back to 100% at this speed. Now, as you saw earlier, when we're going slower, we're still replenishing at a very considerable rate, so we don't need to be burning through this much fuel, but it's quite comfortable. We're just about to go through some waves. Hardly felt them, significant waves. Let's see how they feel on the wheel. Just have a look around, make sure we're safe. Now this is a semi-displacement style boat, so it's not as nimble as your outboard speed boats or sports style boats, but give it a good turn. It responds quite nicely. Let's go the other direction. It's fine if you have to make an emergency turn or evasive measures. All right, now let's go flat out and see how we look. Now we're at 3,700 RPM, that's 99% load. The charge rate does decrease the faster you go, especially this top end to protect all the gear. But speed-wise, we're doing 20 knots. Now that's pretty impressive. We're going through 106 litres per hour. So there's really no need to be going this speed, but it's nice to know that you have that speed under your belt. If you're coming in through the Gold Coast Seaway, you've got a strong outgoing tide, you can give it a little bit of juice to get it home. Let's bring it back to a nice comfortable cruising speed of 16 knots. And now you can see that the electric motor regen is coming back up to that 30 kilowatts of regen. So once again, you're going to see all the numbers just settle down now, but we're sitting at 76% load. In another half an hour, 20 minutes, this will be back to full percentage. We've got the air conditioning on. Some people might have a gyro, but that's the nice thing. We don't need a generator. We don't need the sitting at anchor and having those smells. We've got large capacity solar on the roof. We've got 2 electric motors acting as generators now. Let's just bring it back down to more of a leisurely cruising speed, down to 13 knots. Obviously, the slower you're going to go, the more fuel efficient it's going to be. But a boat like this is a great cruiser to be at that 8 to 10 knots, 10 to 12 knots for a faster cruise. Of course, we can get up into that 15, 16 knot range for a much faster cruising speed again. But it really offers an amazing experience for all ranges, whether you're going to go slow in electric mode and be really economical and silent. We're inside the cabin space now. Engine is centrally positioned under here, under the saloon area, and it's quiet. It's very acceptable noise level. We do have closed the back doors and the back window just to make it a little bit quieter, but that's boating. But now, this is great. 8 knots. What are we burning now? Just under 20 litres per hour. So with our fuel tank, we've got a great range on this boat in diesel, obviously extended in electric, but it's a great lifestyle. Who wouldn't want to be out there cruising in silence, enjoying time with your friends, having great conversations without the noise, without the smell, and with this great scenery. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to learn more about the full Greenline range, please reach out to us at Yachts. And to see more great content, please like and subscribe. Have a great day.